All right, it's getting to be go time, and we still have one whole more tire to mount on this. But in order to do that, we need to finish installation of our repaired cooler up here, which is just hanging in loosely. And the biggest thing is hoses. Those hoses are garbage. So I was able to go to the local hose shop and acquire this oil resistant hose that should be good for this application. So we're going to work on that right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rossi Oliver Man. This here, Mighty Whitey 4180. We know that already though. But we got to replace those hoses, see? And as luck would have it, they are not as long as I originally thought, because they splice in about right here behind the frame inside. So we're going to take them loose, and don't kid yourself. I'm going to get absolutely drenched with oil before this is done. I guarantee you that will be what happens. So I'm going to crawl under there, and we're going to try to make this happen. Perhaps one at a time, so that it's not quite as chaotic. Okay, so dealer's choice. Do we want to start with the bottom one? And then what that'll do is, you know, we won't be working with something that's totally covered with oil. Or we could start with the top one and cover everything with oil. I don't even know. You know, we start with the top one, or if we start with the bottom one. If we start with the bottom one and then do the top one later, then everything, all the nice new hose will be covered with oil. And I don't know that we really want that either. Oh, boys. I'm trying to make myself somewhat of a headrest so I can maneuver myself, but I don't know. Let's try this one. Oh, mama. She's tight. Also, apparently, now that I'm doing this, every bug in the world is coming out of the woodwork, even though it's a freezing cold day. Every bug is coming out. Oh, and the hose clamp came apart. It didn't even do hose clamp things like it's supposed to. I think every one of these has done this to me so far, so I don't know what the deal is. If they had a cheap lot of hose clamps they used, whoever put this last red hose on, because I'm sure this is not the factory stuff. Now I'm supposing what we want to do here, if we would pull that one out, I wonder if that other one could go on top of that. Maybe they both should have went on top of that, you know? Because I did have to tie them up in the air so that they didn't interfere with anything. But there's nothing on the brace on that side that would keep me from laying them over the top. Maybe that doesn't make sense to you, what I'm saying, but it kind of does. Is this the one we're working on? See, now I can't even see what we're doing. In which case, this one was the one that's the farthest away. I'm going to have to review my previous footage, because I just realized something that's probably very important. Ouch. And I'm not exactly sure. I think I know the answer, but we need to make sure we have them hooked to the, you know, one to the same thingamabob. And I think that that is right. I think I know what I'm talking about, and that is that this one and the one behind it are a match set, because it goes up to the top, makes a loop back down, comes around, comes up the top, the second pass goes back down and comes out. So that is right. It's these two, and then this one is the mate to that one, because it goes up, they kind of spiral in there, and then it comes out in front. Would be right. Because if I follow this tube up, which I can see, it goes that direction, so that would be the case. So I just wanted to double check that before I went crazy here. But the one we're working on here is this one then. That is the bottom one. So, yeah. I'm probably going to need a long screwdriver to help try to get that off of that barb, because it didn't want to seem to do its thing. Come on. Well, what did I say that one does? That one goes all the way over. So to me, that was stupid, the way that it was put together. So, when we put them back together, we're going to do slightly different. It really doesn't matter which one goes to which loop, as long as they're on the same circuit of it, if that makes sense. Okay, well, is it going to do something stupid like make me take that loose right there? Because that would be dumb. That would be so dumb. I don't want to do that. I just want it to go. And it's not going to let me do it. Ah. Okay, come on. Get ready for the shower. Shower? Oh, cool. That one didn't have a whole bunch of stuff in it like I thought it would. However, the other hose is in my way now for taking stuff off, so I'm just trying to feel it up here and see what's what. So that one needs to come off. We can take them both off at the same time. We've already made a colossal mess on ourselves. I thought I had got brand new box of hose clamps, but now that I think about it, I don't know if that's true or not. Trying to think of what else I used them on the other day that I would have them out. Or where I would have them, I should say. That one's reusable. Guess the other one is too, if I just reassemble it. But okay, this is going to be the one that leaks oil all over our freshly laundered jacket. Probably. We know it's going to happen. Come on. Come on. Come on. Man, it's just plain pain. Come on. Alright. Oh, that wasn't bad at all yet. Because we know it's coming. We know sadness is on its way. So, hose clamps, and then we'll start feeding the new hose in and see what becomes of it. Alright, we can do this, friends. Okay, So, if we want to do this correctly, what we got to do is be able to see what we're doing. There we go. I really like that hose. It's very user-friendly. That is a very Chinesium hose clamp, and I don't know if it's gonna play ball or if it's gonna, what it's gonna do. It's gonna play chopsticks. One thing's for sure though, you're right in my way. So, gotta do something there. It seems to be tightening. I bet I'll hit a point though where it pops and then I have ruined it. I'm gonna go with that. I think that's safe. I'll use the original one on the top. Also on this side, since I got room, I'm gonna put one hose under. I'm gonna put this other hose over this, and that'll keep it more straight as it goes through up in the front, but I think that'll be fine. Okay, I also recall another important thing before we get carried away. I need to finish bolting that down because I did not do that thing. I stuck 2 bolts in the top to hold it from, so it wasn't just pushing down on everything, but I need to do that. I also need to try to rake in there and clean out some of that garbage. I think, yeah. Get out of there, trash. Yeah, we need to get us a wrench now, or a socket, I should say, and tighten it down. Okay, I'm gonna pull up on that. I guess I need to do that from the bottom. All right, okay. Now, the ever fun job of cleaning garbage. There is way too much garbage in there, and I don't like it. However, what am I going to be able to do about it? Well, we'll see, friends, we'll see. So much trash. Unfortunately, it must have been leaking most of last year. And it just never leaked enough where I saw it come out of the tractor. Because there's a lot of accumulation under this. Because see, this is usually covered with a screen. Somebody asked that in one of the other ones. The panels are in the cab. I took them off to do this project. So, all right, well, I got that clean and I got one hose put on. However, I probably should have started with the other side because the back one is going to be a trick. But we'll figure that out when we get there, friends. Just like everything else. It's always a struggle. It never just works right the first time. Also, I have tiny little flies or something here that is just driving me nuts. I don't know why they're doing that thing. There's really no reason for them to be alive yet. It's not even really spring. So, sure. So now we're going to take this hose and we're going to feed it through there like such. It's got to go there, so we got to loop around to there. Alright, did I say there was a hose clamp on there? I hope so, because, yeah, there is. This is just not the good time of day to be doing this. The sun is right in my face. Oh, there we go. Those little things are buzzing around. It's just, nothing is working the way I had hoped. And now we're gonna struggle, Buzz. I'm not convinced that that's really tight yet. Maybe that's enough to hold it, but I don't know. Probably better come back later with a ratchet or something and get that tight. Sure. Man, I am struggling today. I don't know. See, now you're right in the way, so that won't work. Get in there, you. I think that's gonna work. Truth be told, I almost wish this was a slightly more stiff hose, just so that it would hold its shape slightly better, but I think it'll work. So they're in there. And I think they'll be fine. I mean, what's a guy gonna do? Well, not much you can do. We're just gonna pretend it's okay. That's what we're gonna do. I think it will be. See? Now we gotta do the other side and figure out where they go. And potentially clean that corner out, because it looks like it's got some schmutz in it. I think this side, though, is good to go. So, ain't nothing to do but crawl under there again and figure it out. Alright. So, I think that'll be what we want. It's all tucked in there. Everything's dry. So if it's not dry after we run it a while, we know that we got more problems. But, and also, I guess if I was a confident person, I'd just go ahead and put these covers back on. But I'm not that confident yet. We're going to wait and run it with this off to see if it stays dry. And if it does that, we'll slap those back on, no problem. But at any rate, we'll be able to fire this up, turn it around, and be ready to dismount that other tire and get that done. And then, if all goes well there, we're ready to hook it up and go for now. And then we'll revisit our leaking stuff at some point in the future, just because that's the way she goes, you know. I can't help it. The weather did not cooperate for me to be able to really mess with this that much this winter. Also, I was held up for a long time by those tires. So that kind of just snowballed to one thing after another, and here we are down to the, you know, the days we need to use it, and it's not ready. So, but yeah, I don't have enough hydraulic oil. I'm fairly confident I don't, to even attempt this tonight, so I'm not gonna. I think I'll just call this part of it here, and next time we will get it running, and we'll turn it around and we'll start on the tire. And before we go, we'll probably go ahead and change the engine oil, because it's been a year. I think I did it last year. A lot of them I do every other year because they don't get that many hours. This though does need a new fuel filter. I learned my lesson the hard way on those. Do that every year because it will get a pinhole in it, and then it'll lose its prime, and then it will decide to become a pain to get it started back in the field. So it's just not worth it. Replace the filter every year on that one. So that's how she goes. But I need to look over my stuff, because I probably have all the filters I need on hand. I just need to get some oil to do that thing. But yeah, I think we got everything, and she's gonna be better than ever. 4 new tires. I mean, the last major thing, other than that lube pump of sadness in the rear end, was we put all new hydraulic hoses there in the articulation joint. So all that stuff's new. She's just getting a little better every time we go, and that's what we're after. I paid $4,000 for this tractor, and I have since then tripled my money just in tires. I mean, I spent more on tires this time than I paid for the whole tractor. So I think last time I probably had $3,200 in the back 2 tires, and I got $4,700 in the front 2 tires. So yeah, what does that add up to? Carry the 1, 3, 4, sadness. That's what it adds up to. A lot more than what I paid for the tractor just in rubbers. But hey, it's done some work for me. And really, other than just maintenance items that were probably going to go bad anyway, it hasn't really hurt my feelings too bad yet. The lube pump was that did kind of make me a little bit agitated, but when I took that all apart, you will remember that the chain was about to come in half. So one way or the other, it was going to need attention. It might as well have been that way. Plus, that was the year we were done and it broke. So far, that's been its theme every year. It breaks down when we're done. So I can't fault it for that. One of these days we'll run out of stuff to replace, and then it should run without any trouble. So yeah, that's where we are. Do you enjoy seeing a basic white man in his middle 30s struggling at life? If so, hit that thumbs up and leave us a comment, because all of that stuff is supposed to help us out and grow the channel, and we can keep making more stuff like what you just saw. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.